guys already know this channel covers a whole lot of stuff. Well, I have a 2015 Tahoe. I recently changed out the thermostat. I want to say about a year and a half ago, but that was a aftermarket thermostat. But the thermostat started acting up a little bit after my transmission stuff was changed out. So I decided that I'm going to go in and I'm going to change out the thermostat as a process of elimination. And I decided to go with the OEM thermostat. The model number is 1947405 I believe these are on back order, but I was lucky enough to actually get this. Now, this is a much more robust thermostat versus the one that I got the first time. I could already see that the quality of this is way better. Whereas a lot of the times you buy the thermostat and it has like just the parts, you got to change out the parts. This has the O-ring, which is in here. I know you can't see it because it's hard to focus. My camera's on auto for my face. If I block my face, let me see. Yeah, it will focus if I block my face. So we're going to install this. It's 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 bolts. But we're going to remove the stuff in here that we need to get out, and then we'll take it from there. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the battery off. I like to disconnect the battery on my motorcycle or on my truck when I'm doing the work. And get some black gloves, man. It just make you look more professional. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it done. Let's go. I think it's best to have an extension arm. You'll be able to get this better because you have a lot of things that gets in the way. I'm going to go to the negative first, and I need to reach over here. It's in a interesting position. I want to get it broken loose. Now on this, I'm using a size 11 millimeter socket. When you remove your battery, just make sure that nothing is touching the battery terminals. All right? Take the time to move it out the way and just keep it free from that terminal touching. You can even put something there to hold it up. Like I'm going to put that there just in the meantime that I know it's not going to touch anything. You want to push this up and you want to clear this. Now, it's a little tricky at first. There you go. So this here, it locks in, okay? So this presses down, you push it up, and that's going to remove that valve. There's another piece that we're going to take out as well, because what we want to do is we want to get to the thermostat, which is right here, and I'll give you better shots of that. On the other side, there's also one that you press down and you pull out, okay? That's over here. Let me show you where that's at. So I know it's hard to see where I'm at, but right here to your left side, if I'm facing the truck, there's one here that you press down instead of up, and that's going to free this up. So I'm now facing the truck, and I'm going to get this little clamp right here, loosen that clamp up. It's a 5/16 socket that I'm using, all right? What we want to do is remove this cover out the way so we can get access to the thermostat. All right, so now once you get that ring off, you just want to give it a little tug, little wiggle, and you want to pull it off. It's going to pop off. Now you can move this out the way. So what this does, this gives us access to the actual thermostat. All right, so as I'm holding the camera, your thermostat is right here, okay? It's on the right side towards that main hose that's coming out of the radiator fan. So we're going to take off this, but remember, this has fluid that's going to come out of it, okay? So when you look at the new one, right, this connector right here on the old one, it's going to go right here. And this one right here is going to go right here. So get the blueprint in your mind. You need to use a plier, and we're going to squeeze this. And be careful, like I said, when you're taking this stuff out, just be careful, all right? Make sure your vehicle's cool. And I'm going to pull this up. I'm gently pulling this up, and we're going to pop this up. Take your time. I'm not going to pull too much on the actual hose because I want the hose to be used again. Let me see if I put a little WD-40, just a little bit to get some lubrication to kind of soften this up a bit, if that will help. And if I could use my plier to kind of just bring it up. I'm not pinching very hard. I'm just hoping to get, there we go. Okay, we got that out the way. Now, we're going to do that same thing. We're going to remove this which is where some mess might happen. Well, will happen, depending on if my radiator fluid done drained out or not. There we go. All right, I didn't lose any fluid. Let me see if there's anything left in here. This thing is dried out because my whole system is jacked up. Okay, so now we got that off. Now we're gonna take off the thermostat and replace that thermostat. I'm using a size 11 socket, and I'm gonna break this evenly. I'm not gonna just take them off right away on each side. I'm taking my time, and I'm breaking this evenly, okay? Now my vehicle was all dried out. There was a whole lot of crap going on in here, and I'm troubleshooting. I'm doing process of elimination, but I figured I'll just film this video and show you guys at least how to change your thermostat on your Tahoe and your Silverado, because a lot of them is pretty much the same thing. So what happened was my motor was running hot. The sign came on that engine is getting hot, and to put the vehicle in idle. And then you saw all the fluid sucking out of the reservoir and so forth. So this just picks up. See, this is completely empty. It's dry. It's dry. Normally, there's supposed to be a whole lot of fluid in here. It isn't. That's not a good sign at all. So I'm going to change out this whole thing and see if that's the issue. So this is the thermostat, okay? That's the thermostat. There should be a whole lot of fluid. Now, there's a gasket that's here. This gasket comes up. You don't leave that gasket there, all right? So we're taking a new thermostat, and I'm going to put it in. Remember how it was originally. The gasket is already here. We're going to sit it down in its place and orientate it the way it was. Make sure everything is seated properly. Make sure it feels right. It feels correct. It's going to go in only one way, the way you took it out. So the second I feel it locking in, I kind of stop. I don't over torque it. This is not metal. It's literally plastic. And then I'll just torque it a little bit more and just feel that what feels right to me. And make sure everything is seated flat. Make sure this is all seated flat. And that looks great. So all you're going to do now is just reverse the process, okay? This is going to go back in. We're going to screw that back down. And aim to put it back in the same spot the way you took it out. The same way you saw it sitting down, do the same exact thing. And remember, you're squeezing this against rubber, plastic as well. So you don't have to go ridiculously tight, just tight enough to where you feel it grabbing, and go a little bit more, and then you know you're solid. We're connecting this piece back that we took out. This one goes right back, that hose. Put that hose back in. Take your plier, squeeze it back down. Guide it down the way you did it. Just be careful not to pinch yourself, because when you pinch yourself, that stuff hurts. There we go. Okay. 11 to 15 foot-pounds. I'm going to keep it at 11 foot-pounds. Now, here's the thing to note when you're torquing it down, right? You have to be very careful not to apply too much pressure. I'm using a 10 millimeter here, which is the perfect fit to torque it down. Okay, so we got this piece back in, the center piece that we took off the first time, and I'm just tightening the clamp down. And then we're going to take this, connect this back on that we took off the first time. Take your time, line it up. You have to push it up for it to pop in. There we go. And you have to hear that snap. And then the one that I showed you earlier, the other one to the left, that one you have to push down and get that back in. It's that little white tab. And you know when it's together because you're gonna hear the snap sound. So all I'm doing now is just connecting the battery. I'm gonna put the positive terminal back on first. Guys, the thing about this, what I'm showing you right now, like I said, I'm doing process of elimination and hoping that is the issue with my vehicle. However, if it is not, at least I know I have a new thermostat involved in here because I'm at over 200 plus miles now. and it's time to start changing out a lot of parts in your vehicle. Once you start to hit that 200,000 plus miles, then you know your vehicle will start to give a certain amount of issues. And once it starts to do that, then all kinds of problems will start to come. I've never been a person who's been afraid of fixing my own vehicles, whether it be a motorcycle or a car or a truck or a SUV. I've never been that guy because I'm a big believer in learning how to get to know your own vehicles, get to know the things that you drive every day. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you found this video helpful as I'm tightening this back down. In the future, you might need to change your thermostat, and you can see it's not a very difficult job. It can be a little scary if you're new to a lot of this stuff, but once you practice it and you start paying attention and you watch the videos right here on YouTube, then you really start to get it a bit more. You see what I'm saying? So let me get this locked in, and I'm gonna put some fluid in here, and then I'll take it for a drive and see what it does. But in the meantime, you guys are awesome. Thanks a lot for being a part of the Ride Fit Nation team and just understanding what we do here. What we do here is not just motorcycles. You know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's go, baby. Let's get these miles, get that money, let's get these muscles, man. You see when I say get that money, this is getting that money. I'm saving money. How much money you think I would have to go and pay somebody? And no disrespect to my mechanics out there, because I'm not telling y'all to not pay your mechanics, but there's a lot of little things that you can do on your own and learn your own vehicle. You could be stranded on the road and you need a new thermostat. Hey, you can go get some cheap tools from Harbor Freight, buy a thermostat, and be able to put that bad boy in. You feel me? All right, I'm out. Peace.